live from University City. It's the Ivy League on ESPN. Today we get set for the final stretch of the Ivy League regular season as the Penn Quakers host the Dartmouth Big Green. Hello and welcome to Philadelphia. Gary Lee with you for the 61st all-time meeting between the Quakers and the Big Green here today. Already starting off quickly, Emily Lipset will get on an infield base knock as it goes right over the head on a couple of bounces of Laurel McKelvey. Working from the circle here today for the Quakers, it's their ace, Julia Longo, 90 and a third innings pitched on the year, 5.97 ERA, 49 strikeouts to 42 walks. Quakers have had their defensive struggles in the circle and all around, as they've really had some bad couple of outings in Ivy League play, coming off a weekend sweep by the hands of the Princeton Tigers, and have lost now 2 straight Ivy League series. This one goes back to Longo. The throw to second, and the tag applied, not in time. So now 2 runners on in the early stages. Katana will get one to go straight to the circle. The Quakers trying to run to turn 2. They cannot, as Billy McFadden, one of the most dangerous hitters on the squad for Dartmouth, the team that really struggles offensively but gets things backed up defensively with good pitching. We'll get to that in a little bit with Brooke Plonka working from the circle for Dartmouth. But now 2 runners on, no one down. First pitch to McFadden from Longo, inside, can't catch, 1-0. McFadden, like we said, one of the more dangerous hitters in the Ivy, and definitely the most dangerous on this Dartmouth squad. The 1-0 pitch up high and inside, 2-0. The senior from Flower Mound, Texas. Top 10 in average in the Ivy League at 324. Also in the top 15 in slugging in on base percentage at 362. 3 for 10 in the weekend series against Columbia. Again, pitch upstairs, can't go. 3-0. This is what we talked about. Struggles from the circle for Penn. Really goes all the way around. Julia Longo, their primary pitcher, 3-0 pitch, swung on, miss for strike 1. Well out and ahead in the team lead for innings pitched, 90 and a third coming into this contest. 3-1. Swing and a miss outside. McFadden was ahead in the count, 3-0, swings at 2 pitches. Now Longo in the driver's seat. Full count. 2 runners on, no one away, top of the first. Dartmouth starts off strong, 3-2, popped up into left field. Brown underneath it, makes the grab and puts the runners on hold. Nothing doing, so the first out of the inning goes by the way of Billy McFadden. Two quick at-bats lead to 2 runners on for Dartmouth in the Big Green. Now Cahalan will step up, trying to do some damage after first out recorded by the Quakers. Cahalan, the sophomore from Midland, Georgia. 2 for 8 in the series versus Columbia. Comes in batting .227. First pitch, that one catched a little high. Strike 1. Talked about the Quakers' defensive struggles. Julia Longo, a part of that, coming off a weekend sweep by the hands of Princeton. Was very effective in her first outing versus the Tigers, went 6 innings. Only allowed 3 runs, did allow 8 hits though, as a swing and a miss from Cahalan on the outside. Team in Dartmouth that, like we said, not great offensively, backs it up defensively, and strikes out a lot. 0-2, outside, can't go. Try to get the chase there was Longo. Longo, not a big-time strikeout pitcher either. 49 strikeouts entering the contest. Cahalan sets up, 1-2, awaits to her. She fouls the next pitch off. Do it again. First 2 at-bats went very quickly. Lipset and Katona swinging early in counts. Able to get on because of it. 1-2, Longo deals. Upstairs, make it 2-2, evened up. Cahalan like we said, 2 for 8 in the series win versus Columbia. However, those 2 hits all coming in the final game of the weekend. This one slapped over to first. The tag applied. Got it in time. Cahalan swings and drives on a line over to Fiorentino, and a 3 unassisted double play. Bella Fiorentino does it herself, leaves 2 runners stranded on the base pads, and we're scoreless heading to the bottom of the first. Penn takes the bats when we return on ESPN+.
Wow, this new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever?
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
Okay, I'm gonna try first.
Yes! I need to try it first.
I get scared sometimes.
But as I always say,
It's okay to be afraid
as long as you face the fear.
and keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
You know you like being right. That's why you should enroll in an Independence Blue Cross plan. It's the health plan chosen by more people than any other, with more doctors and hospitals, more benefits that really rock, more of the coverage you want for the right price, including free doctor visits 24/7. It's a choice you can feel good about, because when you're right, you're right. And when you've got Independence Blue Cross, you're right where you need to be. Call 1-844-200-2583 today to get an Independence Blue Cross plan.
Back here from Philadelphia University City in Penn Park, Quakers take the bats in the bottom half of the first inning. A little bit of a chance to do some damage for Dartmouth offensively. Had runners on first and second, however, an unassisted double play. The catch and tag applied by Bella Fiorentino at first got the Quakers out of the inning. Working from the circle, Brooke Plonka, one of the best in the Ancient Eight this year, leads the Ivy in wins as well as innings pitched with 112 entering today. 7th in ERA with an ERA of 2.69. 3rd in strikeouts with 99, trying to break the century mark here today. She'll lead off against Brianna Brown. Brianna Brown will start things off for the Quakers offensively, followed by Laurel McKelvey, Sarah Schneider, and Bella Fiorentino to bat cleanup. Mortimer Nedley and Julia Schneider will follow suit. Jillian Kuntz will get her first start in quite some time, working behind the dish in game 1, and Sammy Fenton will round out the lineup. Brianna Brown watches the first strike go by. Start off the count 0-1. Plonka, 2-time Ivy League Pitcher of the Week this season. Came in back-to-back weeks. 2 and 3 weeks ago. Outside, can't catch 1-1. Quakers shaking up the lineup a little bit in the past couple of outings. Moving around where who bats where. Sarah Schneider, usually in the leadoff spot, now finding herself down further in. Next pitch, curves away. 2-1. Brown 3 for 10 in the series versus Princeton. Batting 284 entering today. She'll lead off. And heading the count to Plonka, 2-1. Plonka can't get that one to catch. Once more. Brown in a good spot to get a leadoff base runner on for the Quakers. 3-1. Plonka on 3-1. This one slapped high and caught. Over at third, Angelino able to make the grab to put down Brown for the first out of the bottom of the first. Maria Angelino will work at third. Made the catch right there. Kate Farron at short. Billy McFadden at second. Lila Hennessy at first. And Mary Beth Cahalan work behind the dish in the outfield from left to right. Panu, Jenna Brown, and Manny Katona in right field. First pitch off speed to McKelvey, watches outside for strike 1. A little bit of a clash of styles, 2 completely different teams in terms of really every category. An offensive squad, a very offensive heavy team in the Quakers. McKelvey swings and misses hard with the cut. down 0-2. Very aggressive at the plate are the Quakers, going up against a really good defensive team, pitching-wise, in the circle. Brooke Plonka, one of the best in the Ancient Eight. It's the 0-2 to McKelvey. Outside, called, strike 3. McKelvey watches it go on the outside, strikes out, and Plonka has broken the century mark. Over 100 strikeouts on the year for Brooke Plonka. And Sarah Schneider will step up. Now with 2 away and no one on. First pitch to Schneider, upstairs. Sarah Schneider, one of the best in the Ivy in really every offensive category. First in home runs, third in RBIs with 20. Also top 15 in average slugging and on base percentage. First in slugging in the Ivy League. Next pitch inside, can't catch, 2-0. And those home run and RBI numbers come with the Quakers playing significantly less games than most of the Ivy. 2 outs, 2-0 pitch, Plonka deals. Outside catches, strike 1. Plonka gets a sign on 2-1. Swing and fouled off by Schneider. Now evened up, 2 apiece, two's all around. 2 outs as well. Bottom of the first, Quakers trying to strike first. No one on the base pads, not a great chance to do just that. As Cahalan was a little tagged up, it was fouled straight off the cage. A little bit of a chat, a little bit of a breather. Cahalan back behind the plate. Will get set up for the 2-2 delivery. Even count, 2 apiece, 2 outs, bottom of the first. No one on for Sarah Schneider. Plonka deals. Outside, make the count full. Schneider struggled in the series versus Princeton, 2 for 11 overall on the weekend. Full count, Plonka deals. Swing and fouled off. High and foul down the third base side. Schneider, before the weekend, was top 10 in average and on base percentage, has slipped out of the top 10 for a not so great weekend set. Full count. Plonka deals, swing, high fly ball into shallow center, and underneath it making the grab is McFadden to retire the side. That'll do it for the bottom of the first. Nothing doing for either side. Top of the second we go from Penn Park. More when we return on ESPN+.
How good does a shrimp from a chicken place have to be to become the almost #1 best-selling shrimp? How good does a shrimp from a chicken place have to be to become the almost #1 best-selling shrimp? How good does a shrimp from a chicken place have to be to become the almost #1 best-selling shrimp?
USAA is made for the safe pilots, like Matt, who can come to a stop.
So, people can get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 when they trade in a Galaxy. Any year, any condition.
Oh, I get it. So you can take your old phone that you've had for 12 years and loved every minute of and trade it in for something new that suits your life now?
That's right, yeah.
Then enjoy immediate success, even though you'll never forget your old phone, ever.
It's a great trade.
Life-changing.
Get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 with any Galaxy trade-in. Any year, any condition. Only at AT&T.
One app, one tap, so stack. A whole lot of everything. Now that's facts. Scores and stats make you wanna get that. It's only for everything. The ESPN app.
Back here from University City. Scoreless top of the second. Leela Hennessy will start things off for Dartmouth. A productive start to the contest. She swings and misses. A nice pitch from Longo outside. Productive start for Dartmouth. Back-to-back base hits from Lipset and Katana, but nothing doing after that. This one grounded straight back to Longo. Throw to first. Will be able to get there in time. So Hennessy goes down 1-3. We'll start off top of the second. Kate Farron will follow suit. Farron, the junior from the Golden State, California, set up. Batting .218, entering things today. Longo first pitch, swung on and fouled. Aggressive at-bats from Dartmouth. Knowing that we'll probably get a whole lot past these Penn pitchers who have been lit up in the past couple of contests. 0-1, Longo deals. Inside and high. Ball one. 1-1. Farron, both 400 with their slugging percentage at .414. 1-1. This one will drop into right center. Will take a few hops off the fence and will stand up at second. Kate Farron with a one-out double. Farron able to stretch it into two. Top of the second. Into scoring position as Kate Farron and Panu with the chance to drive the first run of the game in with this AB. One out, first pitch inside, called for strike one. Panu coming off a really good series versus Columbia, 4 for 9, 3 RBIs. Leave 2 of them coming with a double. 1-0, that one can't catch. Got a piece of Panu, so she'll take the walk over to first as she was hit by pitch. Longo chasing inside, trying to get that inside part of the plate to go. Chasing a little too far inside and gets another base runner on. Jenna Brown will step up with runners on first and second with one away. Brown, the freshman from Atlanta, Georgia, shows bunt, pulls it back, takes it off towards third, and not able to get the throw down in time. And now both runners will advance as Farron was taken off towards third, was able to get there in time, and Panu heads up, moved over to second on the throw. Now the Quakers will talk things over after again getting 2 base runners on in this inning. Now both in scoring position on second and third. That play, you saw Brown show bunt, which pulled McKelvey from third up to try and play it. Then Fenton had to chase over, try and get the runner out at third. Wasn't able to get there. Quick little chat. Now to discuss with the home plate umpire about things quickly. It's head coach King. So Brown with a chance to open up the scoring. Scoreless in the top of the second. 2 runners on second and third. Kate Farron able to advance the thirds. Steering on the bunt shown. Longo deals. First pitch outside, called for strike one. Brown 2 for 8 in the series versus Columbia. 1-1, Longo deals. Pitch inside, catches, strike 2. Slugging .324 on the year, 5 RBIs on a home run. Go with his hitting 4 of her last 5 contests. Down to the count, 1-2, Longo deals. Swing, line, over the head of Fenton. Will drop in a left, the throw, back to the plate, won't be able to get there. As Jenna Brown gets an RBI base hit and Dartmouth leads 1-0 in the top half of the second. drives in Kate Farron from third. As the first run of the contest comes by the way of Jenna Brown. Maria Angelino will step up one away, and runners now on the corners for the Big Green. Longo first pitch. Inside, the pump fake down, then the throw will come. Now caught. Trying to figure out who will give. Will just walk back over and Brown to first. As Coons threw down to second. Tried to take off to eventually move Panu. Now everyone just stays put. Caught a little bit of a rundown. Say a walk down at that point. Angelino, 0-1, pops it up, foul. Now down 0-2. Angelino, the junior from Fort Myers, Florida, adding 113 on the year. Runners on the corners. This one drilled foul territory left field. Has an arm warming up for the Quakers in the bullpen. Olivia Shefchak getting ready, as would be tough to see in game one of the doubleheader. Longo to be taken out. 0-2 outside, can't catch. 1-2. They do rely so heavily on Julia Longo. Would possibly expect her to go tomorrow as well. Their primary arm. 1-2 to Angelino. Runners on the corners. One away. This one popped up, foul territory. Out of play once more. Set back up, do it one more time. Angelino struggled at the plate this year, able to get things going a little bit in game 3 versus Columbia. Went 2 for 3 on the contest, 2 for 8 in the entire series, but 113 average. Not great. 1-2. Swing, and we'll get this one to drop in the center. A few hops. Nedley will be able to field it, but a run comes in, make it 2-0 in favor of the Big Green. Another RBI base knock. Angelino drives that one home as Panu scores from third. Dartmouth leads by 2. And same spot. Runners on the corners. Lipset will step up to the plate for the second time today. Lipset, runners on the corners. Got a base hit in her last AB. Sets up top of the second. One away. Shows bunt. Plays bunt. Down the third base line. Throw to first. Off a hop. Won't be able to get there. Back over to the plate. Run down. Throw to third. Not in time. We'll say Lipset at first was thrown out, was moved to second with the base open in the rundown situation. So Katona will step up with 2 away. First pitch outside the Katona, can't catch, 1-0. Katona also gone on by way of the base hit, her first at-bat. 1-0, Longo with runners on second and third will deal. Slapped on the ground, over to second. The hop to first in time, able to finish off the inning. Not before 2 runs come aboard for Dartmouth. They lead 2-0. Bottom of the second we go from Philadelphia. More we return on ESPN+.
I love my new home, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on this. Pounds?
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
Pardon me, Your Grace.
Oh, just call me Grace.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
So, people can get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 when they trade in a Galaxy. Any year, any condition.
Oh, I get it. So you can take your old phone that you've had for 12 years and loved every minute of and trade it in for something new that suits your life now?
That's right, yeah.
Then enjoy immediate success, even though you'll never forget your old phone, ever.
It's a great trade.
Life-changing.
Get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 with any Galaxy trade-in. Any year, any condition. Only at AT&T.
How good does a shrimp from a chicken place have to be to become the almost #1 best-selling shrimp in America? Popeye's kind of good. So give it a try today with our shrimp tackle box for only $6.
Back from Philadelphia, Dartmouth leads 2-0 over Penn. Bottom of the second we go from University City. Leading on Bella Fiorentino, the start for the Quakers in the bottom half of the second. Fiorentino, Mortimer, and Nedley will all work in this bottom half of the inning. Brooke Blanco continues to step in now in her second inning work. Had her 100th strikeout of the year back in the first inning. Lauren McKelvey went down looking for round number 2. Fiorentino watches the first pitch, drop down low, ball 1. Fiorentino, a constant fixture in the lineup, no matter where she's playing defensively. Playing at first today, also see her pitch quite a bit, has struggled pitching. Working at first here today, might see her from the circle in games 2 or 3. 1-0. Blanca catches, strike 1. Fiorentino was able to get on base quite a bit in the 3 games versus Princeton. 1 for 7, but 3 walks in the 3 contests. 1-1, Blanca deals. This one driven to center. Brown underneath it on the high fly ball, makes the grab to put 1 away. So Fiorentino goes down on the pop-up to center field. Jenna Brown was able to make the grab, put 1 down, as Julia Mortimer will step up. Mortimer 3 for 7 with an RBI double in game 2 versus the Tigers. Series sweep by the hands of Princeton over the Quakers. Penn has struggled in their last couple of contests in the Ivy. After facing another top team in the conference in Dartmouth here today. Dartmouth trying to keep those postseason hopes alive. Have a lot of games coming up, similar to Penn in the next week, but also have 4 next week. 3 versus Cornell and 1 out-of-conference matchup. As the 0-2 to Mortimer will now come. 0-1 on the outside, caught for strike 2. 1 away, no one on. Mortimer batting .272, entering today. The 0-2 from Blanca, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Blanca. Number 101 on the season. Put 2 down in the bottom of the second. And Emma Nedley will step up, 2 down, no one on. Danger being shut out for the first 2 innings and not able to answer the 2 in the top half. Nedley shows bunt, pulls it back, pitch down low, can't catch, 1 out. Nedley, the 2019 Ivy League Rookie of the Year. Last full Ivy League season was also a unanimous first-team selection. Got on base a couple times versus Princeton, 1-0. Catches for strike 1. Got on base a couple times versus Princeton, but no hits, 0 for 4, 3 walks. Excuse me, 0 for 8 in the entire contest. With a senior in Harrison City, Pennsylvania. Even count, 1 apiece, 2 away. Blanca deals, this one swung on and ripped to left center, right off the wall. Rounds first, heads to second, standing up at second, Emma Nedley with a 2-out double. Emma Nedley able to get the Quakers' first hit of the contest, 2 away. As Julia Schneider will step up, trying to do some damage, trailing by 2 and a runner in scoring position now with 2 away. First hit comes by the way of Emma Nedley. with the drive to left center. Schneider trying to answer, 2-run scoring at the top half of this inning by Dartmouth. Pitch down low, can't catch, 1-0. Schneider in the last contest. Played defensively, but didn't get a whole lot at the plate. 0 for 3 in the entire series versus Princeton. 1-0 upstairs, 2-0. Enters today on the wrong side of a hit streak. 7 games hitless for Schneider. Last hit came at the end of March, game 1 versus Lehigh. 2-0 inside. Again, can't catch. We're on the driver's seat at 3-0. Blanca struggling this at bat after letting her first hit of the contest go by the way of Emma Nedley, who sits on second with 2 away. Blanca the 3-0. That one catches down the pipes, 3-1. Schneider career lows at the plate, 128 average, 167 slugging. And the count 3-1. Swing and a miss, down low, strike 2, make it things full. Full count, 2 away, and a runner on second. 2 runs scored at the top half of this inning by Dartmouth. They lead it 2-0. Full count pitch, Blanca deals. Low, called for ball 4, so another base runner comes aboard for the Quakers as Julia Schneider will be able to work a full count into a walk. Jillian Kuntz will step up. I haven't seen a whole lot of Kuntz on the year playing here today. Working behind the dish, likely to give Schneider a break defensively. Game 1 of the doubleheader. First pitch off speed upstairs, 1-0. Only the 4th start of the year for Kuntz. Last contest she played in against St. Joe's. Went 0 for 2 in that contest. Still waiting for her first hit of the season. Also first hit of the career. The 0-1 swung on back. 0-2. Sophomore from Weston, Florida. 0 for 10 on the year so far. Has appeared in 6 contests. 3 starts. Blanca on 0-2 with 2 runners on, 2 away. Swung on, missed, strike 3. 3rd strikeout of the contest for Brooke Blanca. She ends the inning with 2 runners left stranded for the Quakers. Top of the 3rd we go. Dartmouth with the lead, 2-0 from Philadelphia.
How good does a shrimp from a chicken place have to be to become the almost #1 best-selling shrimp in America? Popeye's kind of good. So give it a try today with our shrimp tackle box for only $6.
When you have auto glass damage, trust Safelite. This dad and daughter were driving when they got a crack in their windshield.
It's okay. We'll pull over.
He wouldn't take his car just anywhere, so he brought it to Safelite. We replaced the windshield and recalibrated their car's advanced safety system, so features like automatic emergency braking will work properly.
All right, all finished. Wow, that's great. Thanks.
Stay safe with Safelite. Schedule now.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Phillies, Mets. Division rivals aim to make a statement on Sunday Night Baseball.
Nothing. Dartmouth leads top of the 3rd from Philadelphia. Garrett Lee with you for this Ivy League contest. Game that was a series that was supposed to be played over Easter weekend. However, COVID protocols led things to be rescheduled to this week. Final week of Ivy League and final week of play for the Quakers. His first pitch from McFadden over to short, throw to first, not in time. So Billy McFadden able to get on. Pretty good play by Fenton to stop things. But able to dig it out. Billy McFadden infield base hit. And on the leadoff base runner comes aboard for Dartmouth. Galen will step up. Galen 0 for 1 on the contest. Hit into a double play unassisted to Fiorentino at first. First pitch from Longo. Fastball inside. Catches for strike 1. Now with a runner on first, McFadden gets her first hit of the contest as well. Galen will step out, sophomore from Midland, Georgia. Like we said, this one was supposed to be played over Easter weekend, however, getting rescheduled to today. A stretch of 6 games in 4 days for Penn. They'll host Yale to end their season. The next pitch inside, swung on and missed for strike 2 from Galen. Choked up inside, trying to run a little bit of hit and run. Nice pitch from Longo to get things swung on by Gahalen. So 0-2, Longo deals upstairs, 1-2. An even longer stretch for Dartmouth coming up. Play 7 games, all on the road. 9 games in 9 days for the Big Green. 2-2 now as Gahalen watches one go outside the zone. Runner on first and Billy McFadden. Even count. Longo deals on 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gahalen goes outside, swinging first out of the third, and the first strikeout of the day for Julia Longo. Leila Hennessy will step up. 0 for 1 on the contest. Runner on first and 1 away. Longo first pitch, swung on, fouled back. Playing pretty aggressive at the plate is Dartmouth. Swinging early in counts. Have fought off a lot and led to a little bit longer ABs here or there. The 0-1. Swung on, popped up in the infield. Calling for it, Fiorentino. Called off by Schneider, who makes the grab, put 2 away. So Hennessy pops up for the second out of the third. Dartmouth with a 2-0 advantage. Still a runner on first and McFadden, who led off this inning. As Kate Farron will step up. Farron 1 for 1, had the double the last inning, came around to score as well. 2-out pitch on the inside for ball 1. Farron, the junior from the Golden State, 218 average entering today. 1-0 from Longo, swung on, lined and foul down the third base side. Hit the count even at 1. Farron now has doubled in back-to-back contest. He's really fought her way back offensively since entering Ivy League play. Longo on 1-1. Breaking pitch inside, can't catch, 2-1. Before the Ivy League season started, was batting 125, has now got that average up to 218. These are some really good series offensively, including the last one versus Columbia. 2-1. Swung on, popped up, trying to carry in the left. Will drop shallow left and into the glove of Brianna Brown to end the inning. So runner left stranded, 1 hit, no runs for Dartmouth as they still lead 2-0. Bottom of the third we go from University City. More when we return on ESPN+.
Wow, this new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Try it first.
I need to try it first.
power to stop this virus.
By being fully vaccinated, you are not only protecting yourself, but also those who are unable to get the vaccine,
such as children under the age of 12.
Our greatest tool to beat COVID-19 and its variants is in your hands, Philadelphia.
And we're counting on you to use it.
Juntos hay que proteger nuestra comunidad y vacunarnos hoy.
Together we will beat COVID-19.
Lead off for the Quakers. Sammy Fenton start things off in the bottom of the third. Quakers trail 2-0 to Dartmouth on the Big Green. 2 runs coming aboard in top of the second. A runner left stranded all offensively from Dartmouth in the last inning. Fenton will work in the bottom half of the third, trailing by 2. Final week of the regular season for the Quakers. A little bit longer of a stretch for Dartmouth. They'll face off with Cornell next week as well, as Fenton will get one to drop in the infield, a couple hops into center, and Fenton will get on a leadoff base runner for the Quakers. Both teams, due to this one getting postponed to this week, leading to a whole lot to change in the Ivy League season. Dartmouth staying alive in postseason play, control their own destiny as much as it goes. They win out, they'll find themselves hosting the Ivy League Championship. Brianna Brown will step up with a runner on first, trailing by 2. Brown tries to play a little slapper, can't go, foul. 0-1. Brianna Brown had a 6-game hit streak snapped last time here in Philadelphia against Drexel. Back that up with a 3-for-10 series versus Princeton over the weekend. Sophomore from Tinley Park, Illinois. 0-1 Plonka deals. Bunt showed, bunt pulled back. Pitch outside, 1-1. Plonka 3 strikeouts on the day. Entering her 3rd inning of work. Now 102 on the year. Entered top 3 in strikeouts in the Ivy. 1-1, slapped and foul. Chasing after it will go out of play. 1-2. Plonka leads the Ivy in wins. A 10-10 record, also leads the Ivy League in innings pitched with 112 coming into today. Set up to Brown, who's 0-for-1 on the contest. 1-2 pitch with a runner on first. 1-2. In the dirt, few bounces, won't take off there was Fenton. As a good play by Cahalan to keep it in front of her. Make the count even to 2 apiece. So Plonka even count, 2 apiece. No one down, runner on first. Brown awaits. Upstairs, make it full. We said Brown 0-for-1 on the contest, popped up to 3rd, her last AB, back in the 1st, leading off the contest. Full count. Plonka deals. Swung on, will drop into center and into the glove of Jenna Brown. Put the first out on the board in the 3rd. So Brown swings to Brown, and Jenna Brown makes the grab, put 1 down. As Laurel McKelvey will step up, struck out looking in the 1st.
Third baseman Laurel McKelvey, number 21.
As Fenn's able to get on to start off the inning over at first, 1 away, trailing by 2. McKelvey steps up. McKelvey swings and misses, trying to steal, and safe at second is Sammy Fenton. A good jump, able to get her safe at second, now into scoring position with 1 away. Cahalan with a good time throw. A little high, but wouldn't have mattered. As Fenton, a great jump over at first. As Brown sets up. McKelvey sets up 1-0. This one swung on and chasing after in foul territory. It'll go right in front of the Dartmouth dugout, out of play. 1-1 now. McKelvey struggling on the year. Was hitless in the series versus Princeton. Does come in with a 267 average, but only one hit in her last 5 games. Hasn't recorded a multi-hit contest since their matchup versus Cornell, where she did go 4 for 5. 1-1 outside, high and away, 2-1. The first contest for versus Cornell in the Big Red. On 12 innings, was really good, 4 for 5, like we said. Two-on, popped up, foul territory, chasing after it, and won't be able to make the grab. There was Hennessy, who had it once again right in front of the Dartmouth dugout. Even the count up, 2 apiece now. Even count, 2 apiece, 1 away. Fenton on second for the Quakers. Plonka on 2-2. Swing, fouled back. Do it again. McKelvey struck out looking in the first. Trying to not have that same fate she's fighting here. 2-2. Two-0 contest. Dartmouth leads Penn in the bottom of the third. A runner in scoring position in Sammy Fenton, who led off this inning with a base hit. Fenton was struggling offensively. 1 for 7 versus Princeton. 2 hits in our last 8 contests. Coming into today, able to start her day off with a base hit. Now in scoring position, trying to get driven in. I believe the Fires came in to discuss what the count is. Says 2-2. I believe it is 2-2. 1 away. The bottom half of the third. Able to piece things together. Things will stay at 2-2. Just a quick little chat from the side of Dartmouth. Even count, 2 apiece, 1 away. Bottom of the third. Runner on second is Sammy Fenton. Lauren McKelvey waits the pitch. Plonka in the dirt, can't catch, make the count full. So full count, 1 down. McKelvey, who struck out her last AB, was the 100th strikeout victim of the year for Brooke Plonka. Sets back up, full count offering. Well inside, goes past McKelvey and then taking off to third. They'll send Fenton back to second. But McKelvey able to get on, working the full count into a walk. Only the second walk of the contest given away by Brooke Plonka. Now you bring up possibly the most intimidating hitter in the Ancient Eight in Sarah Schneider, with runners on first and second, only 1 away in the bottom of the third. So the go-ahead run at the plate represented by Sarah Schneider. First in the Ivy in home runs with 9. She watches the first pitch, outside corner, called for strike 1. First in the Ivy League in home runs with 9. Third in RBIs with 20, and this is coming with a couple less series, less games played by the Quakers. Does leave the Ivy. It starts the 0-1, popped up, foul territory, out of play, make it 0-2. Did enter the series versus Princeton on a little bit of a hitless streak. 3 games prior. A little bit better, 2 for 11 versus the Tigers on the weekend. Also first in the Ivy in runs scored with 28. Down this count well, 0-2, Plonka in the driver's seat with 1 away. Swung on, popped up. Schneider not going to go down easy. Fouls off back-to-back pitches. Popped up in the infield, her last AB. Trailing by 2, 1 away, 0-2. Plonka will settle back in. Work toe to the rubber. Runners on first and second for the Quakers. Schneider awaits the 0-2. Plonka deals, swung on, popped up, staying in the infield. Angelino in foul territory, makes the grab, and sends down Schneider for out number 2. Schneider, a little bit of a fight there, but was down the count from the very beginning. Pops up foul territory, put 2 down. 0 for 2 on the day is Sarah Schneider, and now Bella Fiorentino will step up. Fiorentino, the conference leader in on-base percentage at .451. 2-out pitch, first pitch swing will stay in the infield as Farron was able to make the grab as Fiorentino goes down on the pop-up. Too short. That'll do it for the bottom of the third. 2 runners left stranded for Penn. Nothing doing. They still trail by 2. Top of the fourth we go from University City. More when we return on ESPN+.
I love my new home, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on this. Pounds?
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
Pardon me, Your Grace.
Oh, just call me Grace.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
When you have auto glass damage, trust Safelite. This dad and daughter were driving when they got a crack in their windshield.
It's okay. We'll pull over.
He wouldn't take his car just anywhere, so he brought it to Safelite. We replaced the windshield and recalibrated their car's advanced safety system, so features like automatic emergency braking will work properly.
All right, all finished. Wow, that's great. Thanks.
Stay safe with Safelite. Schedule now.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Check out this verbo. Come on. Now I'm here, now you're here. Nothing can go wrong, 'cause I am right where I belong.
Back here from University City, Alana Panu will lead off for Dartmouth and the Big Green. They hold a 2-0 advantage over Penn. Game 1 of a doubleheader here today. These 2 teams on a very long stretch. 6 games in 4 days for Penn. They'll host Yale to end their season this weekend. Friday and Saturday for the Quakers as Panu drives this one foul down the first base side, starting off the count 0-1. Was hit by a pitch in her last AB. She'll start here, top of the fourth. On the other side, Dartmouth, 9 games in 9 days, including 3 Ivy League series. They control their destiny in the Ancient 8. Only 4 losses in the Ivy, but significantly less games played from the rest of the conference. 1-1, Longo deals. Over to Panu, the grab not made from Longo, throw to first, won't be able to get there. So Panu able to dig it out. She lined it straight to Longo, who had it in the glove, lost it the very last second, couldn't hold on, and Panu gets on by way. A little fielding error, tough play to make from Longo. But a leadoff base runner comes by the way for the Big Green. Next pitch inside, can't catch, 1-0. Jenna Brown will step up, had an RBI base hit back in the second. Sixth RBI of the year for the freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. Panu gets on to start her debut, back-to-back ABs. Still trying to get her first hit of the contest. I believe that one would have went down as an error. Will stay, just an infield base hit, so able to get it right there is Panu. Brown awaits. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and won't see Panu take off. Stays put at first. 2-1 to Jenna Brown. Next pitch inside. 2-1. 3-1. Brown's been very productive for Dartmouth in the basketball contest. Hit in 4 of her last 5, scored in 4 of her last 5. This one outside will lead the ball 4, so Brown gets on back-to-back ABs. She gets on with a walk right there. Put runners on first and second. No one down top of the 4th. Maria Angelino steps up. Part of the lineup that did the most damage was the bottom half here today. Farron, Panu, Brown, and Angelino. All with hits on the contest. Panu, Brown, Angelino, the 79 hitters. All so far have gone on. Every one of them. Bunt played down, throw to first. Got it in time, but moves the runners to second and third. Angelino successful on the sacrifice bunt. Puts runners in scoring position on second and third. Bring up Emily Lipset. Lipset 1 away. Leading by 2. And hits in back-to-back appearances at the plate. Longo first pitch, swung on inside. Throw back to the plate, tag, applied in time. So Lipset swings at one that chops over to first. Fiorentino throw back to the plate in time. Lipset able to move over to second, so pretty much the same spot, just now with 2 away. Runners still at second and third now. Lipset reaches on the fielder's choice. First pitch swung on, popped up. Longo diving for it, colliding is Coons, who makes the grab and finishes off the inning. 2 Quakers collide, but nothing doing on the scoreboard. 2-0, Dartmouth still leads. Bottom of the 4th we go as 2 runners left stranded on the base pads for the Big Green when we return from Philadelphia.
I love my new home, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on those pants.
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
Pardon me, Your Grace.
Oh, just call me Grace.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
When you have auto glass damage, trust Safelite. This dad and daughter were driving when they got a crack in their windshield.
It's okay. We'll pull over.
He wouldn't take his car just anywhere, so he brought it to Safelite. We replaced the windshield and recalibrated their car's advanced safety system, so features like automatic emergency braking will work properly. All right, all finished.
Wow, that's great. Thanks.
Stay safe with Safelite. Schedule now.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life anchors up.
Back from Philadelphia, 2-0 Dartmouth leads in the bottom of the 4th. A chance to do a whole lot more damage was unsuccessful as they left runners on second and third, as Julia Mortimer will step up trying to come back in this one. Trailing by 2. 2 teams very different by the numbers. And top 5 really in every hitting category, every offensive category. On the other side, Dartmouth struggles offensively, but defensively they can back it up, and proving to have that defense be huge here today. First pitch up high, bunt showed, and not placed down, strike 1. The pitching has been very good from Brooke Plonka. 3 strikeouts on the day, only 2 hits on the contest. Mortimer struck out her last AB. The 0-1. Outside can't catch. Brooke Plonka, like we said, a 2-time Ivy League Pitcher of the Week, coming in back-to-back weeks 2 and 3 weeks ago. Leadoff batter in Mortimer. Plonka on 1-1. Swung on, miss. Down low, nice breaking pitch, making 1-2. as Mortimer will take a long walk out of the box to reconvene with herself. Struggle at the plate, been very aggressive now. 30 strikeouts on the year, and that leads the Ivy League. 1-2, Blanca swung on and fouled off by Mortimer. Mortimer, the sophomore from Costa de Casa, California, does have a higher average at 272, but a lot of Quakers in tough spots when it comes down to strikeouts. Blanca on 1-2. Swing, fouled back. We'll do it again. Able to fight a little bit, and that's what you like to see. Make contact, foul off a few pitches, need things to go into play, and we've seen the wind be a little bit of a factor here today. Balls that would usually carry a little bit farther have hung into the infield. Blanco, 1-2 pitch, upstairs, 2-2. Wind coming from really third to the plate, it seems. 2-2, Mortimer will step back up into the box. Blanca looking for another punch out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fourth strikeout of the day for Brooke Blanca. She sits down Mortimer for the first out of the fourth. Julia Mortimer struggling today at the dish. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. 31 now on the season for the sophomore. Category you do not want to lead your conference in. Mortimer sits at the top. First pitch to Emma Nedley will get one to bounce down the line in third. Will round first, will save fair, throw to second, not in time. Emma Nedley gets one to bounce, stay fair. Down the third base side, back-to-back doubles for Emma Nedley. So an identical start to the fourth as the second. Mortimer strikes out, Nedley gets on with a double, and now Julia Schneider will step up. Julia Schneider walked her last AB, sets up one away, and Nedley back in scoring position. Weren't able to do anything with her on the base pads last time. Quakers looking for their first run of the ball game. Trailing by 2. First pitch breaks low, ball 1. Schneider didn't play offensively in game 3 versus Princeton. Was in the defensive lineup as Dartmouth will talk things over. Coach Jen Williams will crowd the infield together. With an arm working in the bullpen for Dartmouth. As I believe it's Megan Hagee, freshman right-hander from Winter Springs High School in Sanford, Florida, getting warmed up. Blanca, an arm that they'll let her rock for as long as she can. Top of the conference in innings pitched. Now I believe with 115 on the season. Schneider sets up. 1-0, one away, and a runner on second. Blanca on 1-0. That pitch, a little low and away, 2-0. Talked about Schneider, 14 strikeouts on the year, and that's most on her career. She's been hitless in the last 7 contests. Career lows at the plate, batting 128 entering today, was able to get on with a walk. The 2-0 swung on, popped up on the fringe of the outfield, and making the grab is Kate Farron to put 2 down. Farron sits down Schneider, Now the Quakers in danger of leaving Nedley stranded in scoring position once more. Jillian Kuntz will step up, 0 for 1 with a strikeout on the day. Kuntz still looking for her first hit on the season as well as her first hit as a Quaker, as the first pitch outside can't catch 1-0. Sophomore from the Sunshine State of Florida, Weston, Florida. Only the 4th start of the year, 7th appearance, working today from behind the dish. 2 outs and a runner on second. Pitch outside, catches for strike 1. Now put her at 0 for 11 on the year. Did see action against the Philadelphia foe in St. Joseph's. Sets up now, 1-1. Swings, fouls it back, and out of play. Make it 1-2. Like we said, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Now 4 strikeouts on the day for Brooke Plonka through 3 2/3. Only allowed 3 hits, 2 of them coming by doubles by Emma Nedley. Currently sits back at second. Kuntz waits the 1-2 from Plonka. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Kuntz goes outside once more. Second strikeout of the day for Jillian Kuntz and 5th of the contest for Brooke Plonka. Dartmouth leads 2-0 at the end of the 4th, top of the 5th. The Big Green take the bats once more. Or we return on ESPN+.
Of fresh air, a cup of joe, a walk through history together, a laugh and a half, a challenge, and a shopping spree, a celebration, a nightcap, and a much needed release. Make Montgomery County, PA, your escape.
Welcome back. Top of the 5th, 2-0 Dartmouth leads Penn from University City to lead off. Billy McFadden to step up in the top half of the 5th inning for the Big Green. Julia Longo comes in for another inning of work for the Quakers. Set up first pitch to McFadden, swings and fouls it down the third base side, 0-1. McFadden 1 for 2 on the contest. Led off the 3rd with a base hit. McFadden talked about some of the more dangerous hitters on the squad of Penn. Bella Fiorentino and Sarah Schneider both having really good years at the dish. Lee McFadden right there with him. 9th in average at 324, 13th in on-base percentage at 362. Next pitch, outside shade. Can't get it to go, 2-1. McFadden had a really good series versus Brown. Had a good series versus Columbia, 3 for 10 with an RBI, but a really good series versus Brown. Next pitch outside, 3-1. 5 for 11, 2 homers, a double, 5 total RBIs. A leader for his Big Green squad. Pitch inside, call it ball 4. McFadden gets on back-to-back appearances at the plate, that time with the walk. Start off the 5th. Cahelan will step up, struck out in the 3rd. 0 for 2 on the contest, also hit into a double play. With Fiorentino at first, made the grab, then tagged the runner. Get out of the first. First pitch outside, checked her swing, well out and away. Pulled back, 1 up. Cahalan hitless in 2 of 3 versus Columbia, but finished off the series at 2 for 8 at the plate all around with a double. Fouls off the next pitch, 1-1. Adding 227 on the year for the Georgia native. Sophomore home run, 10 RBIs on the season. 2-time All-State selection in high school. Was really good last year. 474 average in a few games with Dartmouth. Bunt play down, goes foul, call it dead. Eighth count, now 1-2. Dartmouth didn't play a long season last year. Very, very, very short season. A 474 and 684 slugging. 500 on base percentage in those 5 games. The 1-2 from Longo, swing, popped up, foul territory, chasing after is McKelvey, and out of play, won't have a play on it. Galen, like we said, struck out, swing, back in the third. Still with McFadden on first. Pretty similar spot. Nobody down. 1-2 pitch from Longo. Upstairs, 2-2. 2-2, nobody down, and a runner on first. Top of the 5th, Dartmouth with a 2-0 advantage here from University City. First game of a doubleheader here today. Swung on, fouled back by Cahalan. Penn will get set to play 6 games in a 4-day span. They'll host Yale to end their regular season. 2-2, outside, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Cahalan strikes out. Put 1 out on the board in the top of the 5th inning. And a strikeout number 2 on the day for Julia Longo. Layla Hennessy will step up with 1 down. She'll line this one foul down the third base side. Out of play. Longo in her 5th inning of work. Now just over 70 pitches on the contest. 2 strikeouts on the day for Longo. Like we said, not a big strikeout pitcher. She gets Cahalan to go down swinging back-to-back ABs. Runner still on first in McFadden with Hennessy at the plate now down 0-2. Hennessy, the freshman from the Bay Area, San Francisco, California. Injures today, batting .233. Longo pitch outside, tries to get her to chase. Almost does, reached for it. Now make the count 1-2. Stayed away though, just barely. Hennessy 0 for 2 on the contest. 1-2, Longo deals, swing and popped up, foul territory, out of play behind home plate. Do it again. 1 away and a runner still on first in Billy McFadden. Hennessy 3 for 9 in the weekend versus Columbia. 2 RBIs, both coming in game number 2. This one driven high and foul down the left field line, out of play. Set back up. Hennessy slugging .340 on the year. One of the better numbers for Dartmouth. A team that's not going to overwhelm you at the plate offensively. They'll hold on to a lead if they do. 1-2, fouled back. Set back up, long AB here for Hennessy. The team that really offensively, nothing too alarming. Bottom of the Ivy League in average at .229 as a team. 6th in runs, 7th in homers, 8th in on-base percentage. 1-2 pitch. Drops in the dirt, out and away, 2-2. When they can hold on to a lead, when they get a lead, it's tough to take it from them because defensively they are so effective, especially from the circle. 2-2, swung on and line to center. Nedley makes the grab over her shoulder, throw back in. We'll put things back on pause and get out number 2. Hennessy, after a long AB, won by the Quakers as Nedley makes the grab in center, put 2 down. Kate Farron will step up with a runner on first. 1 for 2, had a double back in the second. Come up, 2 away, and 1 runner on for the junior. She'll swing, drive this one, center field, going back all the way off the fence. Brown's third, green light given. Second double of the contest for Farron. She drives in a run that time, make it 3-0 in favor of the Big Green. Hard shot to straight center. With 2 outs, Farron able to bring in the run. McFadden from first comes all the way around to score, and Dartmouth leads 3-0 from Philadelphia. Alana Panu will step up. 1 for 1, got on with a base hit, hit by pitch. She fouls off the first pitch. Put her down 0-1 to start. Freshman from Los Gatos, California. 4 for 9 in the series versus Columbia. A very good series for her. Now enters with a 5-game hit streak. Also 5 RBIs in that span. Extends it to 6 with a hit here today. Runner in scoring position now with Farron after the RBI double. 0-1. Swung on, lifted to left, but foul out and away. 0-2 to Panu. Top of the 5th, 1 run coming aboard thanks to the bat of Kate Farron, who sits at second in scoring position. 2 away, and Longo trying to get out with no more damage done, trailing by 3. 0-2 inside, got a piece, and looks like it got the knob of the bat of Panu. Longo not afraid to go inside that time, a little too far inside once more. Doesn't get a piece of Panu, got a piece of the bat. So fouled off, 0-2. This one swung on into center, drops in front of Nedley. The green light once more, throw back in, won't be able to get there. And Alana Panu with an RBI base knock, make it 4-0 in favor of Dartmouth. Back-to-back ribbies for the Big Green. Farron and Panu both drive in runs, and Dartmouth leads by 4. And now we'll come out to talk with the infield. Wouldn't be shocked to see pitching change come in, as Associate Head Coach Danny Gonzalez will discuss with her pitcher and the rest of the infield. Won't see a change just yet. Did see an arm warming up earlier on for Penn and Olivia Shefchak. Shefchak will go back in to take some throws, get warmed up. Jenna Brown will step up with a runner on first, and still 2 away. Top of the 5th. Brown walked her last AB. Also with an RBI in the contest. First pitch, dealt, strike 1. Oh, 1, 2 away. A runner on first. Bottom half of the lineup has been really good for Dartmouth here today. Next pitch, high and inside, 1-1. Couple of different bodies in the bullpen for Penn. 1-1, swung on, foul down the third base line. Shefchak warming up. As also, I believe, Rachel Riley getting some throws in. 1-2, Longo trying to get out. She deals to Brown. Next pitch, inside, 2-2, can't catch. So now 2s all around, as Shefchak and Riley both in the bullpen for the Quakers. 2s all around, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, swing, and will ground a few times over to short, off a couple hops to first, not in time, back to third, trying to get the runner out at third. They do. Able to get Panu a little aggressive on the base pads, move to second and try to get to third. Not able to get there in time, as Brown was safe at first, but that'll do it for the top of the 5th. Dartmouth gets 2 runs aboard. They lead by 4. Bottom of the 5th we go from University City. More when we return on ESPN+.
How good does a shrimp from a chicken place have to be to become the almost #1 best-selling shrimp in America? Popeye's kind of good. So give it a try today with our shrimp tackle box for only $6.
I love my new home, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on those. Pounds?
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
Pardon me, Your Grace.
Oh, just call me Grace.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
So, people can get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 when they trade in a Galaxy. Any year, any condition.
Oh, I get it. So you can take your old phone that you've had for 12 years and loved every minute of and trade it in for something new that suits your life now?
That's right, yeah.
Then enjoy immediate success, even though you'll never forget your old phone, ever.
It's a great trade.
Life-changing.
Get a free Samsung Galaxy S22 with any Galaxy trade-in. Any year, any condition. Only at AT&T.
Back here from Philadelphia, the Quakers trail by 4. 2 runs come aboard for Dartmouth in the top half of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th we go. Penn still looking for an answer. Sammy Fenton will lead things off in the 5th. Got on back in the 3rd, led off the 3rd with a base knock. A couple of different bodies working in the bullpen for the Quakers. It's Olivia Shefchak as well as Rachel Riley. Still working in the circle is Brooke Plonka. She deals first pitch to Fenton, catches off speed for strike 1. Welcome you into Penn Park. Garrett Lee with you for this contest between Dartmouth and Penn. The Quakers trying to play a little bit of spoiler for Dartmouth, who gets ready for 9 games in 9 days. Next pitch, outside called for strike 2. Quakers pretty much out of postseason contention in the Ivy League. However, Dartmouth has a chance to finish at the top if they win out, but a whole lot needed to happen to do just that. Starts here today, though, in a good spot to do so. Up by 4, 0-2 to Fenton. Plonka will get the sign, take a step off, and reset. Brooke Plonka's been really good. 5 strikeouts on the day, only 3 hits, and now entering her 5th inning of work with no runs scored. 0-2, Fenton leading off in the bottom of the 5th. Off speed, up high, can't catch, 1-2. Sammy Fenton enters today batting 169. Got on with the base hit, so that will go up 1 for 7 in the series versus Princeton. 2 hits in her last 8 games. Now make it 3 in her last 9. 1-2, Plonka. Wheels deal, swung on, missed, strike 3. 6 strikeouts on the day for Brooke Plonka. She sits down Fenton to start off the 5th. Brianna Brown will step up for the Quakers. Now with 1 away, and Brooke Plonka incredibly hot from the circle. 6 strikeouts now on the contest. She retires the first batter on the bottom of the 5th. Brown shows bunt, pulls it back, 0-1. Brianna Brown, the sophomore from Tinley Park, Illinois, batting .284 on the year, 3 for 10 in the series versus Princeton. Had a 6-game hit streak snapped last time here from Philadelphia, and the win versus Drexel. 0-1, swung on, lifted, left center, will drop, not in the glove of Panu. Will sit back at first. Brianna Brown barely able to get on as Panu diving for it, had it in the glove, lost it in the glove. And a 1-out base runner comes aboard for the Quakers. Would have been an excellent play from Panu, who was sprawling for it, but again, that wind pushing in from the outfield to home plate. Forces that ball to take an unconventional path back inside. Leads to a 1-out base runner for the Quakers. Laurel McKelvey steps up. First pitch down low, 1-0. McKelvey, the senior from Houston, Texas, batting .267, entering today. Got on by way of the walk back in the 3rd, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 1-0, Plonka deals. Again low, 2-0. McKelvey hitless versus Princeton. Only one hit in their last 5 contests. With a runner on first, 1 away. Pitch off speed again, can't catch. Pitch low once more on 2-0, make it 3-0 now. 1 away, runner on first. Heading the count is McKelvey. This one popped up, foul territory. Chasing after is Angelino, who was under it, makes the grab, and sits down McKelvey for out number 2. So ahead in the count was McKelvey. 3-0, swings on the pitch inside, pops her up. Angelino able to send her down as Sarah Schneider steps up with the runner on first. Would have been a really good chance for the Quakers to set up with 1 out. They were able to get McKelvey on. Now 2 away and only the runner on first. First pitch to Schneider. She swings, will line this one to left. Underneath it, making the grab is Panu to finish off the inning. So Schneider now 0 for 3 on the contest. She pops up the left that time and nothing doing in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 6th we go. Dartmouth takes the bats once more, leading by 4. More when we return on ESPN+.
How good does a shrimp from a chicken place have to be to become the almost #1 best-selling shrimp in America? Popeye's kind of good. So give it a try today with our shrimp tackle box for only $6.
Lucky for me, there's some great golf here in the Carolinas. Whether you golf or not, Geico could help you score some great savings on car insurance. Whoa! Oh, hole in one.
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
Check out this Verbo. Oh man, look at me. Here I am, right where I belong. It's all I've been looking for and so much more. And now I'm here, now you're here. Nothing can go wrong 'cause I am right where I belong.
Back from University City, the Quakers trail Dartmouth 4-0 in the top half of the 6th inning. A couple of changes. Julie Schneider will step out as Madison Barreley will step in to play second base, most likely for the remainder of his first game of the doubleheader. Also believe Julian Mortimer will no longer be playing in right. Alyssa Pope will step into the outfield to take over. So in the outfield now, Brianna Brown in left, Nedley in center, and Alyssa Pope in right field. Mentioned Madison Barreley at second. Sammy Fenton will work as well up the middle. McKelvey and Fiorentino on the corner, and Kuntz still working behind the dish. Fiorentino at first, like we said. Julia Longo steps back in for another inning of work from the circle. We saw Olivia Shevchak and Rachel Riley both warming up. We'll not see them as the Quakers were able to get out of the 5th. 2 runs scored by Dartmouth. They still lead by 4. The Quakers being blanked so far on the board. Top of the 6th. Longo steps up to face off with Maria Angelino. Angelino watches the first pitch inside, called for strike 1. Angelino dropped the sacrifice bunt to move Panu and Brown in her last AB. An RBI base hit back in the 2nd. 0-1 popped up, foul territory, out of play. Make it 0-2. The junior from Fort Myers, Florida, batting .113 on the year. Better series versus Columbia, 2 for 8 combined. The 0-2 fouled back. Once more, we'll do it again at 0-2. That low average, mainly due in fact to how she started the year, was hitless in her first 14 contests. We'll fight back a little bit. 0-2. Inside, called, strike 3. Angelino strikes out looking, third victim of the day for Julia Longo. Starts off the 6th with a big-time punch out for Julia Longo as Lipset will step up. Lipset will ground one over to first, and the tag applied by Fiorentino. Put things down. Lipset first pitch swinging. Dribbles another one down the first base line. Put 2 outs down. As the wind picking up even harder. We talked about how the wind being a factor already today. Strongest we've seen it be as that one catches well inside as Katona stepped out of the box. So we'll be calling for strike 1. Did get a piece for it though. Katona 0-1. Longo deals. Pitch upstairs. 1-1. Katona the junior from Trussville, Alabama. 2 for 10 in the series versus Columbia. A game 2 double. Did not play in 2020 or last year, so first year as a member of the Big Green. She'll swing, loop this one to short, and able to cleanly take it in is Sammy Fenton to finish off the 6th inning. Fenton retires aside as that'll do it for the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th we go. Penn looking for an answer. They trail by 4. More when we return on ESPN+.
Tournament. Touchdown. Pass score! Up in the air. Good! With their first championship! Unbelievable!
It's not really about the notes. I want them to find the music and make it their own.
I will push you. I will test you. I'll demand everything you've got. What do you get? Everything I have.
Quakers trail by 4, bottom of the 6th. Trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time today. Entering her 6th inning of work is Brooke Plonka. 6 strikeouts on the contest so far, only allowed 4 hits and no earned runs. No runs allowed in general. Blinking the Quakers through 5 innings as Bella Fiorentino will lead off for Penn. Fiorentino 0 for 2 on the contest. First pitch outside, called for strike 1. So off-speed offering catches the outside shade. Fiorentino starts off this AB 0-1. Fiorentino top the Ivy in on-base percentage at .451. She'll swing, foul it back. 0-2. Was able to get on base 4 times versus Princeton. 1 for 7, 3 walks in the series versus Tigers. Princeton holds that top spot currently in the Ivy League. Dartmouth trying to chase back up there. Whole lot of games coming up. 9 games in 9 days for the Big Green. 0-2. Plonka deals to Fiorentino outside. 1-2. Able to get ahead in counts. A whole lot today is Brooke Plonka. Able to get a whole lot of punch outs because of it. 6 strikeouts on the contest for Plonka. Game 1 of the doubleheader here today. 1-2 from Plonka. Swung on and missed, but fouled away by Fiorentino. She'll stay alive. Fiorentino enters today. Tad above 300 with a batting average at .303. Plonka on 1-2. Swung on and will loop into left. It drops. as Fiorentino will get on safely for the first time today. And once again, just barely able to carry it into left field, as Farron couldn't field it cleanly. Leadoff base runner comes aboard for the Quakers in the 6th. As Alyssa Pope will step up for Julian Mortimer. Mortimer struggling offensively today as a pinch hitter comes in, and Danica Larwell will take over for Fiorentino on the base paths. Alyssa Pope will step in. Like we said, Julian Mortimer comes out of the contest. 0 for 2 strikeouts. Pope trying to bring some life into the lineup, trailing by 4. Blanca first pitch, catches down the pipe, strike 1. Alyssa Pope did see action in the contest versus Princeton. Only 1 hit in game number 3, but 1 for 2. Cleared the bases, 3 RBI triple. Step up. 0-1, off speed, catches. Now 0-2 in favor of Blanca. Junior from California, 263 on the year is Alyssa Pope. 4 RBIs, has hit in 3 of her last 4 contests. She's down this count 0-2. Blanca deals, swung on, fouled, and swung on and missed for strike 3. 7 strikeouts on the contest for Brooke Blanca. She sits down Pope another time here today. So Larwell sits at first, 1 down, as Emma Nedley will step up. 2 for 2 back-to-back doubles on the contest for the Quakers center fielder. We're trailing by 4. Sixth inning of work for Blanca, 7 strikeouts. It's allowed 5 hits, 2 of them coming by the way of Emma Nedley. Sets up first pitch, catches, strike 1. Blanca deal, swung on the ground over the third. The throw from the knees to first, not able to get there. So Nedley, 3 for 3 on the contest, able to move Larwell over to second as well. Now runners on first and second with 1 away. Now bring up Madison Barley. Trailing by 4, 2 runners on. Barley steps up for the first time today. First pitch, Blanca gets it on the outside corner, strike 1. Barley came in a pinch run in the last contest. Seen her in that spot as well as came in to score 6 straight contests as a pinch runner. She'll pinch hit today. We'll check in 0-1, swung on and missed, outside 0-2. The freshman from Middletown, Delaware, batting .286 on the year. We said came in to score in 6 straight. Came in to score in last contest. Pitch running against Princeton. 0-2, Blanca with 1 away and 2 runners on. Deals outside, can't catch, 1 and 2. Two-time All-State selection in high school. 2021 Delaware Gatorade Player of the Year finalist. Step up, 1-2, 1 away. Pitch, swung on, fouled, back by Barley. Step back up, do it again. Trailing by 4, the Quakers, trying to play a little bit of spoiler with the postseason hopes of Dartmouth. Two runners on. And the 1-2 count. Blanca. Swung on, missed, strike three. 8th strikeout of the day for Brooke Blanca. She sits down barely. Put 2 outs on the board in the 6th. Eight strikeouts on the contest for Brooke Blanca. Jillian Kuntz will step up. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. With 2 away and 2 runners on, will work. First pitch swung on, fouled back, 0-1. Jillian Kuntz, like we said, hasn't seen action a whole lot on the season, looking for her first hit as a Quaker. Two runners on, 2 away. Kuntz awaits, swings and drives this one into right field, down the line, but able to make the grab as Katona to finish off the inning. Kuntz flies out to right as they'll do it for the bottom of the 6th. No runs scored. Top of the 7th. Trying to get some more added insurance are the Big Green. They lead by 4. More when we return on ESPN+.
Whoa. This Little Caesar stuffed crust pizza is really stuffed.
Boy, this is how you stuff a crust.
Is it too stuffed?
Probably not.
Little Caesar's Cheesy Stuffed Crazy Bread is, well, crazy. Walk in and walk out with Cheesy Stuffed Crazy Bread and crazy sauce for only $3.49.
Pizza, pizza.
Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life acres up.
Lucky for me, there's some great golf here in the Carolinas. Whether you golf or not, Geico could help you score some great savings on car insurance. Whoa! Oh, hole in one.
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
Back from Philadelphia, Dartmouth holds a 4-0 advantage over Penn in the top of the 7th, trying to put things away are the Big Green. Billy McFadden will lead things off in the 7th. Some changes for Penn. Ashley Waco will step in to work at 2nd. Barrelly will move over to 3rd for Laurel McKelvey as the pitch to McFadden. Inside ball 1. So Barrelly moves over to 3rd. Everything else will stay the same except for Ashley Waco at 2nd. Looking to close things out. Julia Longo steps in. Likely to work complete here today. 3 strikeouts, allowed 9 hits, and 4 earned runs. All 3 pitches start off this AB to McFadden. Can't catch his own 3-0. That one down the pipes will catch on 3-1. Hitters count now for Billy McFadden. Reshana Walker, last AB back in the 5th. Longo on 3-1. Swung on. This one dealt deep to right, going back and making the grab right at the track. Alyssa Pope able to put the first out on the board in the 7th. A much needed out as McFadden driven it to right. His pitch hitting here is Izzy Cam. Cam will slap this one straight back to Longo, throw to 1st in time. Put it down 1-3 on the putout. 2nd out of the inning. So Cam comes into pinch hit for Cahalan as Tennessee will step up. Tennessee 0 for 3 on the contest. 2 outs, no one on, top of the 7th. Dartmouth leads by 4. Longo first pitch, swung on. High fly ball, foul territory, chasing after it. It'll drop. just barely out of play. Set up 0-1. Hennessy, the freshman from the Bay Area, San Francisco, California, enters today with a 4-game hit streak in danger of losing that. Here today, she's 0 for 3 so far. 0-1 pitch inside, 1-1. Can't catch. Longo has liked to get that inside part of the plate to go, but losing it at times. Can't go. 1-1, 2 away. Longo, pitch, upstairs. Hennessy will stay off, 2-1. Was really good versus Columbia, 3 for 9 in that series. 2 RBIs coming in game number 2. She swings at this one, loop to short, over, and making the grab is Sammy Fenton to finish off the inning. Fenton retires aside, as that'll do it for the top of the 7th. Final chance for Penn. Bottom of the 7th we go. Dartmouth leads by 4. More when we return from University City.
USAA is made for the safe pilots, like Matt, who can come to a stop with barely a bobble. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today.
Check out this Verbo. Come on. Now I'm here, now you're here. Nothing can go wrong, 'cause I am right where I belong. All right, do it.
Back from contest, bottom of the 7th, Dartmouth leads Penn as the Quakers try and avoid dropping game number 1 in the doubleheader here today. Sammy Fenton will lead things off. 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a base hit back in the 3rd inning. Fenton, Brown, and McKelvey will look to work. McKelvey actually won't bat. She was subbed in for Ashley Waco. First pitch, swung on and missed by Fenton on the outside. Got a piece of it, 0-1. Fenton 2 hits in the last 8 games, able to make it 3 hits in the last 9, batting 169 entering today. Swings and misses first pitch, 0-1. Next pitch upstairs, can't catch. One of 8 strikeout victims for Brooke Plonko, works from the circle in game number 1. Excellent stuff, has allowed 6 hits, but blanking the Quakers so far. 8 strikeouts like we said. Even count, 1 apiece. Down low, can't catch, 2-1. See that control losing a little bit here or there. Overall has been pretty consistent getting batters out. Our last inning of work, struck out 2. Bottom of the 7th, 2-1 pitch. Fenton awaits. Plonka deals, pitch inside, catches, 2-2. Ball working from the bullpen, rounds all the way back, puts things on time. Maddie Augusto in the bullpen, likely to get set for game number 2. Even count, 2 apiece. Swung on, fouled back by Fenton. She'll stay alive with a fight. Quakers trying to avoid moving to 10-27 overall, 5-11 in the Ivy League. Dartmouth trying to move, get their 15th win of the year, their 9th win in conference. Even count, 2 apiece. Blanco looking punch out to start off the 7th. Swung on, popped up on the outfield grass, just barely, but making the grab was McFadden to sit down Fenton to start off the 7th. So 1 out to start the bottom of the 7th. Top of the lineup sets up. Brianna Brown will step into the box. 1 for 3 on the contest. Brooke Blanca comes back in, trying to work a complete game shutout of the Quakers here today. First pitch to Brown. Chopper down the first base side, hops foul. And we'll call it dead. 0-1. Brown, the sophomore from Illinois, batting .284 on the year, 1 for 3 in the contest, like we said. As things went. Foul down the first base side. The umpires will come in to talk. I believe discussing things with Brown on a little slammer down the first base side. Head coach Jen Williams pleading her case, possibly for an interference call. Won't happen as Brianna Brown steps back in, down the count to start 0-1. Bottom of the 7th, Penn trails by 4. Dartmouth with a lead here from Philadelphia. 0-1 from Blanca. Drops low. 1-1. .313 on base percentage on the year for the sophomore and Brianna Brown. Went 3 for 10 in the series versus Princeton. 1 for 3 to mark in game number 1 so far. 1-1, 1 away. Pitch low again, Blanca can't catch, 2-1. Blanca now 8 strikeouts, 6 hits, no runs allowed, 2-1. She'll set up with the pitch, 1 away. Next pitch, inside and low, 3-1. So losing this at bat to Brianna Brown, as Dartmouth will come in and talk with Blanca and chase in the infield to discuss with their pitcher. Coach Jen Williams talk things over with Blanca. Wouldn't expect to see her out at this point. She's been good all day. And the first time you're really seeing any movement in the bullpen with things for Dartmouth. Megan Hagee getting warmed up. Excuse me, Hagee was before Maddie Augusto working in the bullpen. Likely to get set for game number 2, doubleheader following this one. Dartmouth with the lead, 4-0, set back up, 3-1 pitch. Blanca will set up to Brianna Brown, 1 away. Slapped over to second, nice play, throw to first, able to get there in time. What a job by McFadden to sprawl out for it. Then the throw from the ground to first, able to put 2 away as Brianna Brown grounds the second for the second out of the 7th. Now 1 away. A complete game shutout by the way of Brooke Blanca. Two away, no one on. First pitch to Ashley Waco. Comes in for McKelvey. First at bat of the contest for Ashley Waco. We'll likely see her work in game number 2 as well. First pitch, call strike, 0-1. Next pitch, swung on, fouled back, 0-2. Blanca has been excellent from the circle. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. No runs allowed. Trying to go complete. Allowed 6 hits. She faces off with Ashley Waco for the first time today. Waco batting .200 on the year. 2 outs, 0-2. Blanca, no one on. Will deal. Pitch hops well in front of the plate, a few feet in front. All at the bounce. Ball 1. Waco can get on. She'll bring up the dangerous Sarah Schneider, who's not been dangerous today. 0 for 3 on the contest. One of the best hitters in the Ivy entering things. 1-2 pitch, swung on the ground, over to short throw across the way, in time to finish off the contest. Waco grounds to Farron to finish things off. A complete game shutout for Brooke Blanca. 4-0, the Big Green takes down the Quakers in game 1 of the doubleheader here today. Brooke Blanca, a fantastic day. 8 strikeouts, 6 hits allowed, but a complete game shutout. 4-0. Dartmouth takes down Penn to move to 15-21 on the year, 9-4 in the Ivy, dropping the Quakers to 10-28 overall and 5-11 in the Ancient 8. This one final from Philadelphia. The Big Green take down the Quakers 4-0 final in game number 1. So for myself, Garrett Lee, the rest of the crew from the University of Pennsylvania, this one final from Philadelphia. Game 2 in just a little bit. Dartmouth wins game 1 4-0. Your final score from University City. This has been a presentation of ESPN. All games streaming live and archived on the ESPN app.